What's up, YouTube, man? It's your boy Sheen coming back to you with another video. Alright, now today, man, I know you guys haven't seen me in a minute, bro. I know you haven't seen me in a minute. It's a lot that I gotta update you guys on. Currently, I am out of the Navy. Alright, I will be making a video basically kind of detailing how that went down. Alright, but that's neither here nor there, right? I actually want to come back with some fun content, right? And be able to talk to you guys about how I almost got caught, right, skipping work, right? All right, now check this out. When I say skipping work, right, so as you guys know, right, when you're on deployment, right, I was actually on deployment. This was like my third deployment, I believe, right? So I'm on deployment, right, and this was my last deployment, right? So if you don't know anything about when it comes to deployments, right, especially your last deployment, you begin to get a little more like, whatever. Alright, so on this deployment, man, right, I'm gonna walk you through my entire day on how it happened and how I almost got caught. Me and my homeboy almost got caught. Alright, so check this out, man. It started off, right, I got assigned for working party. Anybody that's in the military, you already know how stupid working party is, how annoying working party is. Right now, let me tell you what working party is. Alright, so working party is you get selected. Right now, you may have different tasks, right? They may assign you to a different work party, whatever different things, right? And maybe you may work with the CSs, right? Which are the cooks, the culinary specialists, right? You may work with them and help them move stuff, right? Move the flour, move the eggs, right? Whatever the case is. Usually like when we get like a RAS, right? So what a RAS is like basically when helos and stuff like that, they come over and they bring all this food, they bring mail, they bring all types of stuff, right? So you may have a working party going there where you're helping them move all this stuff from the hangar bay, right, down to, right, where the mess decks is, in the galley, right? Or it may be something like, let's say the mail people, right? You may be working with the LSs and sorting the mail, right? Or you may be one of the pallet jackers, right? Where you go and you're just moving all stuff around to the hangar bays, right? It's all these different things, right? So, but working parties suck, right? Because instead of you doing your regular everyday job, you are now forced, right, to go do some manual labor for somebody else, all right? So check this out. This day, I was like, yo, bro, I think it was like my second working party in a row, right? But this where they messed up at, baby. All right, so look, they went on an assign me and my homeboy that's in my shop to the working party, right? I think they had to send two bodies, right? So they sent me and my homeboy, right? I'm not gonna say his name because he's still in the Navy, right? And I don't want him to have any backlash from this, whatever the case is, right? But he know who he is. All right, well, we got assigned to this working party, right? So we automatically was on the same type of time frame. Like, yo, bro, we're not going, right? We're not going. We're gonna go down there. We're gonna muster, right? We basically go down there, show up for attendance, and then we out, bro. Like that's what we had. So we went down there, and we actually got assigned with the CSs, right? So that was already a dead mission. Getting assigned with them is probably like one of the worst assignments ever because you get all dirty and nasty, right? Or you may get sent down to the freezers, right? You get sent with the freezers with all the meat packing. You gotta put the meat in the freezer. Bro, I didn't want to do all of that. So what we did was we went down there, we mustered, right? Basically said my name, all that type of stuff, right? I got accounted for, right? Now we were working for about 5 to 10 minutes. We're working on the pallet jacks, push stuff around, right? Next thing you know, right, because it's going to be a leader for your working party, right, whenever you're there. So you're going to be able to know who's the person that's going to be taking attendance, who's the person that's basically in charge of us, right? Usually going to be like a first class or something like that, right? Right? So boom, right? We're sitting there working for like 5 to 10 minutes. Next thing you know, we see he's off somewhere else. We peel off, right? Now let me tell you guys what we did, right? Now we were thinking a couple steps ahead, right? In the event we were to get caught, right? So check this out. We actually went to our berthing, right? Now in the berthing, that's where you sleep, of course, right? So in the berthing, I'm like, bro, because it was early in the morning kind of for the working party. It's like a 9 a.m. working party, right? Which isn't early Navy standards, right? But it's still morning time. So we like, yo, we going to the rack. I'm gonna take a nap, right? Take a nap to probably about 11, 12. I'm thinking like, yo, I got the day off now because my shop think I'm at working party, right? I'm only telling you guys these stories. I'm keeping everything a buck, keeping everything official. You know what it is, man, right? So I actually went back to my rack and something told me, right? And I told my homeboy, right? Because listen, in the berthing, right? All my real skaters know, right? In the berthing, I'm not saying I was a true skater, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, right? In the berthing, right, they're gonna be empty racks, right? Now within these empty racks, they still have mattresses in them, right? So you can sleep in these empty racks because I'm gonna tell you right now, right? I'm not encouraging you guys to skate. I'm not encouraging you guys to skip work, right? But if you did, do not go sleep in your own rack. Do not do that. All right, so check this out. It was in my same cubicle, right? They're stacked 3 high, right? My rack was the top rack. I went and got into the bottom rack and I actually went and found some curtains, and I put the curtains on there and everything. Right, I put the curtains on there, and I actually got one of those wool blankets, and I was just in there. Right? Now listen, guys, I lied to you not. I was in there sleep. I probably was asleep for like an hour and a half, 2 hours. Right? Next thing you know, I see a flashlight come through, right? Because mine is just regular curtains. So I see a bright flashlight come through, and next thing you know, I notice people are standing like right next to me, right? Because I'm in the bottom rack like this, and someone is literally standing right here, and I hear them pulling back the curtains of my bed, of my rack. I'm like, yo, they're looking for me. They looking for us. They probably like, yo, where are they at? Right? They're supposed to be at the working party. They probably got a call like, we don't have your sailors down here. Right? So now I'm freaking out because I'm like, yo, they're looking for me, right? Even though they didn't find me in this bottom rack, because I figured they wouldn't pull the rack back just purely off the fact that, you know, they don't know if anybody else is sleeping. They don't know like if it's an occupied rack. So they're not just gonna pull back somebody's rack. You see what I'm saying? Right? So basically what I did was I started to see them walk away, and I kind of poked my head out the curtain just to see who it was. Right? So it was my first class. It was my first class, and then the birthing PO. Right? So I'm assuming that he went and got the birthing petty officer just so that way he could show them where my rack was at. Right? So check this out. I actually snuck out of the rack. Because I know they just walked out and bent the corner, but check this out. In the birthing, it is so dark. It's mind you, middle of the daytime, right? Some births have the red lights, and some births, like, if you got a gangster birthing, bro, we just gonna turn all that stuff off, bro. We want the birthing pitch black. We don't want no red lights. We may have one or two of them on, but we not gonna have no full red lit birthing, right? So check this out. I roll out the bed. Mind you, I don't even have on shoes, man. I just got on socks, right? And I got my coveralls. I got my coveralls on, bro. So I roll out. And I know first thing, I need to go get my mans. I'm a real one. You can't just think about yourself, right? So I roll out the rack, and my mans is all the way in the back corner of the birthing, right? It is super dark. I'm talking about back there, that's the darkest part of the birthing. So boom, I roll out the rack, and I run over to my homie's rack, right? Now mind you, I told you this was the darkest part of the birthing, right? So as I'm running over there, mind you, they are still in the birthing, but they went to the opposite direction for some reason. I don't know, right? But I ran over to his rack, and as I'm running over there, I see him lethargically walking like out of his cube in just like his shorts, right? He got like a short and like just a t-shirt, right? He got his shorts, t-shirt, and like his slides on. And I'm like, yo, bro, what are you doing? Like, he's like half asleep. And he's like, oh, I'm finna go to the head. And I'm like, no, bro, we gotta go. Right? He's like, what's going on? I'm like, yo, they're in the birthing. Right? He's like, what? I'm like, they're in the birthing. Right? I lied to you not, bro. I lied to you not. I cannot make this up. Right? So we turn around, we walk back into it because we start to see a flashlight come around. I'm like, yo, they on the way. Right? So we roll back into, mind you, it's the darkest part of the bathroom. The darkest part of the birthing. So we roll back there, and he actually jumps into a dummy rack. Right? Jumps into another dummy rack, pulls the curtain. Right? Now, me, I have nowhere to go. I don't even know what's a dummy rack right here. He's familiar with that side of the birthing. I wasn't. So I'm like, oh, smack, like, right? So guess what I do, man? I go ahead and I pull back the curtains of a random rack. Now, check this out. It's so dark. I just pull back the curtains and I see the flashlight coming around. I pull back the curtains and I just jump in the rack, right? Just jump in the rack, bro. Just jumped in the rack. Now, guys, I cannot make this up, and this is on everything I love. There was already somebody in the rack. So I want you guys to put yourself in this guy's situation, right? This guy was in his rack sleeping, and another man jumps within his rack. I jumped within that man's rack. And the craziest thing is, I stayed there for like 10 seconds. I'm not gonna lie. I jumped into that joint, and I seen that flashlight come around, and I'm in there, and I'm in the rack, and he didn't say anything at first, right? Because he had his back towards the curtain. So he's facing this way, and I'm in that joint, and mind you, the racks is not that big, bro. So I jump in that joint, and I'm like, oh, somebody here, but I can't make no noise. So they come around, and I hear them say my homie's name. They're like, this is what's his name's rack, right? And of course he's not in it, he's in a dummy rack. And next thing you know, right? But they just checked it real quick because mind you, people are in there asleep, so they're not trying to take all day. They're not gonna be in their flashlights for too long. But they literally came around, opened his rack, look, it wasn't there. They turned around, they bounced out. Within a matter of 10 seconds, I rolled back out of the guy's rack. And my homie rolls out his rack. I said, bro, we gotta go. So next thing you know, I run back to my rack, into the dummy rack. I throw on my boots, right? My homie, he gets dressed real quick. And now we gotta have an escape plan. Because I can't just roll back to the shop, and I just can't roll back to the working party. They gonna say, where you been at? So I'm like, yo, bro, what are we gonna do? Right? So I sat there and I said, you know what, bro? Just follow me. I got an idea. He's like, what are you talking about? Bro, just follow me. I got an idea. I never let you run this whole time. Just follow me, bro. I got you. Right? So check this out. We roll down. We go down about 44's tax space right now. Around there, you know, we went down to the freezers, all right? Let's just say that. We went down to the freezers. Now, mind you, that's not even where we were working at. That's not even where we were working at. We were upstairs with the pallet jacks. Right? But I went down to the freezers, right, where some of the CSs and some of the other working party were in there moving the ribs and racks and all that. They're moving like ribs and all type of stuff into the freezer or whatever meat, whatever mystery meat. They're putting that stuff in the freezer, right? So I roll down there and I see one of the CSs that's in charge of the working party, right? Now me being a plug, right? You guys know that type of stuff. You know I was a plug on the ship, get a whole lot of stuff on the ship, right? A whole lot of, very well connected on the ship is what I'll say. Alright, so I roll down there and I see the guy and I go over to him and I say, yo, bro, can I have a word with you real quick? Right, so he steps to the side and I kind of explain to him the situation. You ever been in a situation where it's like, yo, I have no choice but to come clean to somebody right now, right, for me to be able to go and get out of the situation, right? So I went down to him, right, and I'm talking to this CS. I think he's a second class, right? So it's nothing too major, right? I talked to the second class, I'm like, yo, bro, so basically, to be honest with you, we was skipping the working party, right? But we was up there with the pallet jackets, bro. I went to my rack, whatever the case is, right? I wasn't there. But check this out, bro, right? I'm very well connected on the ship, as you know. But, bro, I need you to be able to call to my shop right now and tell them, right, that I'm with you, right? And this guy, he hesitated for about a good 5 seconds. And then he was like, okay, I got you. Right, so that's, you know, I use the J-Dial. You don't know what a J-Dial is? J-Dial is the phone on the ship, man. Right, so I called the J-Dial. Right, I put my shop's number in. Right, he calls up, and I'm basically telling him. I say, yo, bro, tell him that you heard that they're looking for us. Right, let them know that we're with you. Right, so he calls up. He talks to my first class. Right. Told my first class that I've been down there with him. He's like, okay, cool, right? So next thing you know, I'm like, all right, boom, my first class is good. Because my first class doesn't really care for real. Like he cares, don't get me wrong. We would have got roasted, right? But he didn't really care as much, as long as I'm doing something down there with the working party, right? So now I'm like, all right, cool, bro. We're not, I had to let the CS know, sorry, bro, I'm not actually working for you. But cool, gotcha, right? So now we're on a mission. We got to go back up to where we came from, the pallet jacks. And guess what, fam? I'm gonna be honest with y'all, man. Some of y'all be like, Shim, that's not cool, bro. Hey, listen, I'm just being honest. I'm keeping everything official. Yo, I go back upstairs to the hangar bay, me and my man. And the only way this would work is if I was offended. If I put on the act as if I was offended that they were looking for me, is the only way I feel I can get out of this scot-free. So that's what I did. I went up to the hangar bay. And I went up there and I walked up to the guy that was looking for me. I'm like, bro, I can't even remember what his name was. I think it was like, yo, CS1, like, what's going on? Like, I heard you was looking for me. I was downstairs in the freezer. He's like, oh, you down there in the freezer? I'm like, yeah, man, I'm moving all this stuff. I'm freezing my ass off, and I'm getting calls here. I'm hearing that you guys looking for me, bro. I'm downstairs in the freezer. And he's like, okay, cool, bro. I just got to mark you up. I thought you would be up here, right? But as long as you're working in the working party, you guys are good to go, right? So I looked over to my homie. My homie looked over at me, right? He walked off, and I'm just like, almost got caught, man. Almost got caught. I don't know what would have happened to us, right? If we would have got caught, I really don't know. We could have got rolled up. We could have got sent up. Could have been so many different things, man. I don't know, right? But you gotta stay quick on your feet or just do what you're supposed to do. The easiest way for you to get out of any situation is to do what you're supposed to do from the beginning. All right, I told you guys from the jump, I'm not your Navy role model. I'm just somebody that's gonna keep everything real, keep everything official, and I'm gonna tell you how my real experience went. All right. So, you know, it's not too deep of a story, right? I just wanted to tell you guys, man, that was almost crazy, bro. Just the events of how it went down, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like from being in, like, we're running around in a birthing playing like a cat and mouse game right now. They're in the birthing the entire time. We here rolling back and forth. Like, we had to figure it out. But I just wanted to let you guys know, just for that little quick story time of how we almost got caught, almost could have got sent up to mass, right, for not doing what we're supposed to be doing, for us skating out and stuff like that, right? And I did not have the best reputation when it came to the authority, man. They just would let me slide on a lot of stuff. Why? Because I still use a plug, all right? But I appreciate you guys for tuning into this video, man. We're going to be definitely dropping so many more videos, bro. Now that I'm out of the military, I'm back situated in what I got to do, right? We're out of the military. All right, so we're gonna be dropping a lot of heat. So make sure you guys are following me on all the social medias. It's gonna be put up here. Make sure you guys are definitely following my Instagram, right? On my Instagram, I'm showing you guys like my day-to-day life. So almost like a it's almost like a vlog every day when you follow me on Instagram, bro. So I appreciate everybody for tuning in, right? And hope you guys stay official like referee to whistle. Your boy Big Shim is back in the spot, and I'm gonna catch you guys in the next one.